Jazz is a third grade little girl who lives with her parents. Jazz has a hard time in school and a rough time at home. Unfortunately, her dad frightens her when teaching her how to multiply or even tie her shoes, for example. Every day when coming home from school, her first priority is to go to her room and solve math problems. Her dad leaves her before leaving to work. She gets home desperately, letting her mom know she needs to solve the problem before her dad arrives home, otherwise, she will get yelled at. As soon as she hears the door open, she knows immediately it is her dad. She gets called to the living room and gets in trouble. Her dad told her he expects her to know the answer before she gets a huge punishment. Jazz's punishments were not typical ones. She never understood why her dad pressured her in such a harmful way. Jazz is only 9 years old and carries a huge frustration towards her dad and math problems. After school, she ran to her bedroom, went under her bed, and began to study, the only place she can stay somewhat focused. She couldn't help all the stress she had on her and answered the problem wrong. Her dad began to yell at her and punished her for no reason. Jazz is a smart girl, but doesn't understand that even though the numbers are flipped around, it will still get you the same answer. Too much pressure is on her that she cannot focus nor understand. One afternoon, she noticed her dad didn't ask her any problems. Instead, he had her sit on his lap. He sadly explained that things weren't working out with her mother. They were simply getting separated, and Jazz, on the other hand, had a huge smile on her face. She didn't seem like that could affect her. It was the best news she had received. The next morning, Jazz's mom nicely helped her learn to tie shoes and go over math problems. Jazz wasn't so happy, but was excited to learn without any violence around her. All she wanted was a calm environment. Jazz's mom held her hand, letting her know no matter what their past was like, she was going to be guiding her and teaching her how a third grader should be taught. Jazz's mom explained to her every day that no matter how numbers are flipped, the answer will remain the same. One day, Jazz came home from school with a huge smile on her face, letting her mom know she knew that 6 times 4 equaled 24 and that 4 times 6 equaled 24 due to commutative property, that changing the order does not change the result, and that day was Jazz's day because she aced that test, and no matter how she was mistreated, she was going to let her dad know she aced that test.